Big play.
Oh man. Imagine having someone with all the experience just saying that, you know, in comms, and no one listening.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, we do see the TR connector, so we're gonna get a couple new entrances on Titos' side. We got hammer pegs with a heart container, and yeah, with that hammer, just there's a few items away from. Still need both those cast star smalls and boots just to get to Ganon. But
we can get Tenderitos though, because
we can beat Desert, we can beat Pod, we beat Swamp, we beat Skull, we beat, and then we get the 2 out of GT.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't beat Ice without a fire rod bombos.
I guess we need the Meyer big. So we're missing one Triforce piece for Telmiran side.
So yeah, while the stream was down, Telmiran picked up the hammer in the bomb wall of Swamp. The dream. Oh, Myers small.
It's kind of funny. We're 90 minutes in. We have not seen one Castle Tower small yet.
Unless, nope, that's a pod small. Ooh, 5 pod smalls is the dream. So now you can get every check in the game in that dungeon. You just have to have a hammer jump. You're good to go. All right, Telmiran definitely in the driver's seat here, but Tito's not far behind. Going to be going into Swamp. Not going to get baited by Smith Chain, which ended up being junk anyway.
I can't do Smith Chain, no mitts.
Right, exactly. Can't be baited by because he doesn't have the mitts.
That's what he said. Yep, I heard that. Hey.
Yeah, I'm assuming Telmiran at this point is just going to go on a dungeon clearing spree and just hoping that the pieces that they need fall into play. This is, I'd say, I mean, Castle Tower small keys can still make a huge difference in this race. We've seen it time and time again.
It's a story long told.
Yeah.
Because like Ice Rod, Castle Tower smalls can be anywhere except for one location. Oh, more than one, but in this seed they can't. You know, there's
yeah.
Silvers,
small key to Hera, hammer for Titos. Yeah, right now Telmiran is in the driver's seat of this race, but Titos did pick up their hammer. The only thing that the mitts are really keeping Titos from is the desert boss, which was in Meyer area, I believe. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean now Titos, if they find Pod, has a reason to full clear it now.
Yeah, it's gonna work out better. The one-shot Pod gets the mitts.
Oh, we forgot, since the stream was back up, to have our reactions to the hammer being swamped because
oh my god! It was just perfect timing. The hammer and Swamp crashed the stream, you know.
So it was like, oh, you have not seen the power of Spec Eclipse. Stream goes down.
And you never will. The one thing that's really fun about watching these and commentating these is that, you know, aside from your standard modes like your open, casual boots, or even like AD keys, you know, the path to Ganon will probably be Castle Tower. But prior to that, you know, these runners are going to be doing a bunch of stuff out of order. So it's going to be interesting to see how this comes down to. I feel like these seeds, unless the runners are like neck and neck climbing GT, are a little bit more interesting to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Telmiran does look like they have a commanding lead, but things can change depending on where these Castle Tower smalls are. Like, Titos is not actually that far behind. It just feels that way because of how Telmiran has just been... If this was like a bingo, like a blackout bingo, Telmiran would have already like filled out 20 squares. But...
Be curious to see what the next plays are. This is looking like Ganon's Tower for Telmiran. And I gotta assume Titos would probably do the same thing. Dude, no one's going to Mimic Cave, though. Oh, the Mimic Cave back in Kakariko. I bet it's there. That one thing we're looking for.
And then, like, somehow one of them forgot to make a note of that.
It's gone forever.
Gone forever, yeah. But hey, we get another, like, 20 checks here in the first floor of Ganon's Tower.
That's the other thing. Boots show up. That's Meyer Big Key. That's another dungeon. Fire Rod, that opens up TR. I mean, that's the thing is, the more... At this point, you're thinking to yourself, okay, which dungeons can I go do now? And which ones will be faster? And as we're going through GT, we're going to maybe find other items that'll let us do different dungeons. Like, oh no, which one's faster? Or we find nothing. That's also possible.
I mean, we found the last small key to GT, I believe, with that chest there. So everything is in logic now.
Might have been the third key. Based on what I'm looking at the tracker. There are 4 GT smalls, so...
I cannot see that
we're getting we're getting closer. I'm just, you know what, as a commentator and a viewer, I'm just excited to see some new content.
Oh yeah, all these new modes that are coming out, especially with the new branch of the randomizer. Bunch of fun stuff.
Well, I mean, I was more so saying we're seeing new checks in this race.
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
But also what you said. Yeah, Titos does have the advantage of having already climbed GTs, so... If Telmiran does do that, but that's the thing, is you could find a Fire Rod, and all of a sudden, oh man, I'll just go beat Trinex, and I don't have to climb GT, maybe. Getting a lot of useless maps in here. There's a bomb. There it is. Okay, we got a beatable Ice Palace. Which, you know, with the Icebreaker, that feels pretty quick. Now you can start bargaining with yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to do this dungeon and this dungeon. Not this dungeon. That one stinks. Put that in the corner.
I mean, right now we can't get the 10 pieces because we can go without Meyer and TR now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm just seeing all these new tricks. Like, I had never thought about using a bomb that way to get past that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that if you're into this game, into this randomizer, some of the best ways to learn how to play the game, and how to do cool stuff, is just from watching other people play it. Like, there's a bomb jump I do now in Palace of Darkness on the left side in the arena room that I watched somebody do it back in, I think it was 2016 in the very first tournament. Someone that was in my group stage race did a cool bomb jump there, and I've been doing it ever since. You grab those moments, you're like, this is mine now. This is now my part of my utility belt.
Your trick? No, you mean my trick.
You made this? I made this. I'm curious, will we see the climb from Telmiran? Will we see the right side sequence break? Or are we going to get out of here and go beat other dungeons?
I feel like the climb is something you can do, because that's another Triforce piece, and then he doesn't know what's at the Lost Woods drop down. We know it's nothing.
Shovel, was that shovel to the last pod small over on Titos' side?
I did not.
Or did Titos is missing a different pod small? But we got a lot of pod smalls. Climb it is.
GT's at Ice Rod.
Yeah, Ice Rod Cave. Or the Gold Bee Cave.
So Telmiran, we can get the 10 Triforce pieces, but we were missing 2 Castle Tower Smalls and the boots.
Mm-hmm.
Tios, just needs to somehow catch up.
Titos is heading to pod now. And we'll full clear it, and maybe we'll get some new info. Maybe boots are in there and can save a little bit of time until Telmiran gets over there.
Like, what is Tio needing, right now to try and fully, even this race?
Fire Rod leading to boots on right side GT.
Ooh, that. Oh, especially since Telmiran's already cleared the. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're evil, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where it's like, I could have sequence broke this forever ago, but I chose to stay in logic, and I was punished for it. Oh yeah, Titos absolutely has all 6 pod smalls. Dang. Having all 6 pod smalls in a key sanity mode and a cross keys mode before you even go there is crazy. I mean, I'm sure they're thinking, man, I could have been here so long ago. I'm scared of what I'm gonna find in here. Like a tempered sword.
Hand of the mitts. Oh,
There's
wait,
that Eastern big. Yup. And yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any of the back of pod, so that's gonna be all new info over on Titos' side. So,
and we have everything we need to clear this dungeon, which is also super good as well.
like, honestly, if it weren't for Castle Tower, that would have been Titos' go mode right there. That Eastern big, I think. These runners would just be booking it. But Castle Tower and Lumberjack Ganon had to throw a wrench into the mix. Okay, maybe now that would have been Titos' go mode. Because that gets that desert boss in the mire area. Yeah, and that's the other thing for Telmiran is I think they, at this point, they don't really need to check any new entrances. I think they just focus on dungeons.
Oh, Tio's gonna go kill the boss first, then do the back. Yeah, we're going to see all the nothingness up here.
Bombos out of left side, out of rando room, wasn't it? I think it was in GT.
Yeah, rando room.
Ice Palace is up in the Lost Woods. One of those places you find super early, and you're like, oh no, don't give me a fire source yet. And then the game said, okay. All right, you got it, Chief. It's just, I know as a player, I'd be a little frustrated at this point because it's like, come on, man, I can get all my Triforce pieces. Let me just go do that. Why does it have to be Castle Tower? But this is great as a viewer. This is like exactly what you want as a viewer.
Makes things close still.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's gonna go ahead and finish it. Doesn't want to risk it. Telmiran's got to be feeling pretty good right now, so they don't want to make a skip like that could cost them the entire game.
Well, yeah, no, if your Castle Tower key is there, that's another climb to get the Castle Tower key, so... And I don't even want to do one Castle Tower, Ganon's Tower climb. Why 2?
Welcome all the viewers over from Scottish Braves stream. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in. We're having an exciting cross hunt match here. Telmiran has been just fully in charge of this race pretty much the entire time, but we are now at that point where our runners are just clearing dungeons, and unfortunately they have to look for 2 Castle Tower small keys and the boots, as our Ganon is at the Lumberjack. And that's good for us as the viewers, but bad for them as the runners.
Oh, we haven't checked Ped yet. We have all the pendants, too. We haven't checked Ped yet. Could be a Master Castle key.
The thing is, though, I'm sure Titos got to be feeling behind because of the things that they missed early on. So that, maybe this Castle Tower go mode is, like, giving them a chance to stay in the race. Because if it wasn't, it'd be over. It'd be over quick. Oh, small key to Castle Tower. There's one. We got one.
No,
come on, give us 2.
Another one. Well, we don't want another one because Telmiran is probably going to go to pod now.
You don't know that? I mean, maybe. That's where I would go. Just a map. We need one more CT small and the boots. Big key to Mire.
So the other big key that's in Ganon's Tower is to Skull Woods. We don't need that.
We don't care about that. So that's another beatable dungeon for Titos, so they don't necessarily need that Bombos from left side GT anymore. They do want the Triforce piece from Ice Armos.
Oh, hey, here's the Mimics.
Oh, yay!
We can talk about this first.
3 bombs. Last 2 items here in pod. $20. Another sword, 2 swords in pod.
It's time to amend that quote. There's always a sword in pod. Now, oh,
and the fire rod. Okay. Well, that's good for Titos. That's beatable Trinex, beatable. Looks like they're gonna go do Meyer right now. I think beatable ice. I mean,
that's your Moth care package. Hey, here's a Master Sword. Here's a fire rod. Go have fun.
Mm-hmm. Now there is still that possibility of something required being on right side GT. But it looks like Telmiran's going to be heading to... Is this ice into Ped? Look like... This is exciting because we're going to get different Triforce pieces for these runners. And, you know... Yeah, I mean, Titos doesn't know where Desert Boss is, so... You know, is got to go for the dungeons that you can beat instead of spending time looking for the dungeons you haven't found yet.
I can say now this race is a lot closer than it was, you know, like 10 minutes ago. Now that we have Gold Sword plus Fire Rod on Tio's side.
It's just really funny that both runners kind of either hit pod too early or hit pod too late to really take advantage of the 2 swords that are in there. I mean, it's good to have now, but...
We're going to get some Icebreaker action from Telmiran's side. I mean, that Fire Rod on Tio's side, he knows where Ice Palace is as well and can Icebreaker. And...
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about like how close these runners are into like go mode. Tios is actually 1 item closer now. Because he has one of the CT smalls.
Mm-hmm. Where are the other ones? Where's the boots? Where's the beef? Where's everything?
So far, 9 ice, but we're already halfway done with our ice dip here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if Titos does decide to do Ice Palace, which they probably would, they're going to have a much quicker time with a better weapon and having Fire Rod instead of Bombos to speed up these ice rooms. Ice Palace is a bit of a bust.
We still got 2 items left. It can still redeem itself.
Can it though?
Maybe. Oh!
It can. Okay. Well, you're definitely glad to have the Ice Palace big in this seed. Holy moly. We are boots from Go mode, collectively. Each runner needs to get the other CT small the other one found. Unfortunately, they're both kind of on the path in whichever dungeon that they have to go to, so that's good. It's a matter of who finds the boots first. That's it. And the other small key, but especially boots.
Here.
They are! Okay. All right, we have everything we need to know, chat. Now it's just a matter of who gets the things first, and Telmiran about to get their 7th Triforce piece, so I definitely feel like they're sitting in the driver's seat of this race still. But that castle tower was pretty early, so, you know, in pod, it was in the back in the turtle room. Oh, and Titos is going to GT, gonna go get that other Triforce piece from Ice Armos. It's a lot of checks, so I get it.
Yeah, but this is the whole story about doing the whole GT and the cross keys. We know there's not going to be anything here for Tio.
I mean, this is fine for Titos, depending on what Telmiran does next. If they go straight to pod, then that's probably GG. But if they go, you know, beat Desert first, which is just one. It's just the Triforce piece. Actually, they really don't. I mean, they really don't have that much left to do. They're probably just going to go beat Pod, because the other 2 dungeons that they can beat are just the Triforce piece. So.
Well, we still never found GT Big Chest, but that's a new point right now.
The TR Big Chest?
Yeah, I don't think we ever found the...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Desert Small, ugh. The bait. Alright, 7 Triforce pieces to Titos' 6. If Telmiran heads straight to Pod, then they're in a good spot to take this first game of the second round. We are in top 32 already?
Round of 32, yep.
Top 64 is not even done yet. What are you guys doing? You're getting ahead of the curve. This is looking like a pod.
This is definitely a pod.
Definitely a pod. All right. All right. If you're still in your top 64 matches, I need you to step it up, okay?
What are you guys doing? You're speedrunners. You're supposed to be speedrunning.
There's some matchups that haven't even done their first race of top 64. I know. I get it. Life finds a way to get in the way of randomizer.
Not everyone here can do streaming Zelda as a full-time job. Jeez.
What? What do you mean?
Wait, someone's already in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. There's already, I mean, spoilers, but yes, there is one matchup that's already finished in this second round. But wow, spoilers! Chat, come on.
I was eventually going to go back and watch all 500 races of this tournament in order.
All of them. Here's the other thing that's interesting. Telmiran's going to get their go mode right here, and they're going to skip everything else and not get the 2 swords. So they are going to finish with Master Sword Silverless, which, as long as they're cool and they know the cool Samari strats, is not a big deal. But at this point, I don't think that's going to be a big enough advantage for Titos.
No. I mean, Telmiran has Fire Rod to quick kill the worms. Telmiran also knows where Moth is. I mean, boom, that's the last 3 Triforce pieces. You just now need to beat Aga Tower and then run into a tree.
Yeah, it's just a shame that Titos didn't, I guess, I mean, you get that Fire Rod and you're thinking, oh man, right side GT, let's go. But that's the tough part. I mean, we know where the stuff is. They don't, obviously. But that's always the tough part about these modes. It's like, I have these beatable dungeons. Which do I pick? And sometimes you just got to flip that coin. Or you can be a big nerd and actually, like, math out every single option you have and then be like, well, this one's technically 10 seconds faster, so I'm going to go do that. Telmiran also skipping the Fire Rod. Don't need it. That was in the big chest. It is going to be funny to tell them, hey, by the way, I know you didn't care at that point, but Pod had 2 swords and a Fire Rod. All right, while Titos did just barely tie things up in Triforce pieces, Telmiran is on another boss to get their 8th. And then it's just a matter of going back to beating Moth and going back and beating Debert, the Lamb Molas.
Titos is kind of close to during back to escape, but I was thinking they might have been going to Ice Palace, which would, put them on their path to go, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Like, yeah, CT Small can kind of be anywhere, Boots can kind of be anywhere. And you have to do this game of, like, do I go for things that are kind of early-ish in the seed, or do I just go to the next thing that I just unlocked? So, like, Boots and Small Key to CT could have been in those 3 chests. They just happen to not be, but this is looking like a trip to Ice Palace.
Dude, Telmiran's going to go ahead and do Castle Tower first. Well, I guess
Makes
Meyer's
sense.
over here. No, we don't have the Meyer big, so yeah, this is just Castle Tower.
I feel like you do desert, then you do Castle Tower into Skull. But it's fine. You can also just flute to 8 and then hop in the water, and that'll take you right to Lumberjack to go fight Ganon, so no big deal. And that's the thing for Titos. Like, Telmiran's Go mode was very quick. Nice book. Gross. Glad to have gotten that after already hitting Go mode. Telmiran's Go mode was very quickly in pod, having already done the front half, but Titos' Go mode is still a little bit of the ways in, because it was what? Big Chest and Iced Tea.
Yep.
The stinkers.
The last 2 chests before you fight the boss, see?
And yeah, Titos, I would assume after this would probably go beat Trinex and then go beat Moldorm for their last 2 pieces. I would assume so.
No, that won't be too bad. You can just hair pot up, you know, with the laser bridges. That's the main story of this seed. The fact that laser bridge was how you got into your moon pearl.
Yeah, and then I mean, Telmiran getting the glove early, Moon Pearl early, and then getting that mirror like before routing a lot of the Dark World stuff, was able to efficiently route all that stuff together. Yeah, just I'm sure not having enough magic to get to Crystal Roller and TR was kind of like, dang.
No, it was very unfortunate. How many?
Yeah, and I feel like the main reason why Telmiran was able to do it was because they went to Uncle. Titos is skipping Iced Tea Room.
Oh no!
Well, that's a GG anyway.
Oh no!
Well, folks, it's been a fun race. There were many laughs. There were many gaffes.
Do you remember when you said this is the power of Spanky Clip and you destroyed SpeedGaming Focus?
I remember that. I'd say get a clip of it, but I don't think you can clip a stream going down very well. Ice-T was the other Castle Tower... No, the boots.
The boots.
That are very required, so... Yeah. Unfortunate. I don't think it would have mattered that much. Telmiran is pretty... Would have been pretty much just a CT climb away. So it's, still relatively close, but they also have 2 different dungeons to go finish.
I mean, and again, Skullwoods and Desert's not too bad to beat.
No.
At this point. Super unfortunate.
Yep. Not.
I mean, still
Understandable though.
Still a good race, and still got another, hopefully 2 more games of this. Not today though, but in general,
they're doing a triple header.
Oh,
they already have it. No, kidding. They're not. I actually don't know. No, there's only 2. There was only this race. I think one other race. There's one tonight. I think at the evening. very specific. I don't know what time. 11 p.m. Sean versus Killer App, I think, is tonight.
That's going to be a really good race.
That's the game 3.
That's the match of the century.
Yeah. That's a top 64 match. See, they're doing a good job. They're getting their matches done. Chop chop.
That's the match that everyone's going to be talking about for the rest of forever. But yeah, that's going to be in about 8 hours on this channel. So if you haven't followed this channel yet, go for it. Follow the runners. Follow Willard.
Hi.
I don't
do
stream
it
anymore.
You're one of them YouTube streamers. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, we're gonna... Okay, so Titos is gonna check some more Fire Rod Lock stuff. Beat up Moth, Flute to the Mire area. Beat up Lamolas, Flute to 8. Or... I mean, I would mirror and Flute to 8. You could also just start at the Mountain Save and Quit.
I mean, you got the boots. You can just get there.
Quake Medallion. Now we can open up Mire. Great. This is a really fun race.
Oh no, it had its up and down. It was a very hyped start, and it just had like the calming middle, and then now the explosive finale.
It's been interesting just because, especially in a mode like this, like I feel like Telmiran has been in the lead the entire time, and only once we saw that first CT small and pod, that's when their lead was shaky, but it didn't last very long.
No, Telmiran did the thing. He went right where the IMs were at, and yeah, did the thing.
Yeah, very good race. It's a fun mode. I really like it. It is fun to play.
The fact that there's just so much freedom in this mode too. If like Telmiran's not going to beat Mire or TR, Titos did. I mean,
that's also the other interesting thing is like, even when you're in Go mode, you could still find a better Go mode. You could still open one more chest and find a Fire Rod. It's like, oh, well now I can go beat Trinex instead of having to go all the way through desert, the desert boss. Like that's faster. That's a much faster fight. So, minor details. All right, that is Triforce number 10. We're going to just go ahead and save and quit. Start at the mountain save and quit spot. Get a fresh heal, and then we get to see some mat. Oh, yeah, we beat Aga. We're going to mirror on top of the pyramid, and then we're going to flute to 8.
That's why you were saying you was going to say Moth for last.
Yeah. You beat Lamolas, then you go Aga into Skull, and then run across. Oh, minor details. If only Telmiran had picked up 2 swords, they still wouldn't have gotten a sub 2, but that's okay. We don't care about that. A win's a win. I'm not liking this cape though, not gonna lie. It's definitely not a Cane of Samaria in their hands. I'm only mildly disappointed. I want to be entertained. The Samaria strats for Master Ganon are very fun. Would highly recommend you pick them up.
It's kind of like being next to a wall, kind of like what Telmiran is doing, but you're not next to the wall. You're like in the middle of the room.
Yeah. It's a very fun way to fight the boss. And depending on how quick you are, you got to get them spins charged up. You know, you can knock out a couple cycles. But Telmiran getting a pretty nice top right setup to get the first set of spins in. It's like, why do I even have this cape? Oh, careful. Doesn't have a fairy, I don't think.
Has all those blue potions, though. Yep, drinking one here.
Glug glug. And Raid as Titos is... What?
But for a second there, I thought he was not Raid.
Oh, Titos?
Or Telmiran.
How can he can't mirror out of the Ganon fight? Where's he gonna go? Back up the drop down?
Doesn't it reset the fight, or was that like a previous...
No, that's never been a thing.
I thought that was a thing a long time ago.
Where are you getting these crazy ideas? That'd be funny, though. That sounds like a good April Fool's, but who's going to actually use a mirror in the Ganon fight? Chat, let's all point and laugh at him.
I thought it reset the fight for some reason.
Telmiran having a bit of a rough Ganon fight, but fortunately for them, doesn't matter. The pig is dead. Titos is checking out what's in Mire with their 10 Triforce pieces, but the boots that they skipped in Ice Palace is going to keep them from keeping this a close race. GG's! Get your GG's in chat for Telmiran taking game 1 in this best of 3.
I'm a 201.49.
Yatta!
The value.
The value.
Titos did go ahead and forfeit. Titos found out that their one and only skip that they tried to do to save time was their go mode.
Yeah, you hate to see it, because the game knows. Oh gosh, hello, Cadence of Hyrule. I think that was.
Yeah, good MSU pack.
Very good MSU pack. Not sure if we're gonna get anyone in for an interview. Oh, we got Telmiran in the voice call. Hello. Yeah, go ahead and undeafen yourself. Thank you. Hello. GG's.
Jeez.
And we also got Tios join us, so let's get Tios up here before GG's Tios.
Hello, GG's. This is rough.
It's rough, but you guys still had an amazing race. It was close until it wasn't.
I regret that I found the other small before. Otherwise, I will just full clear Ice Palace. Oh, this is so sad.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough when the one skip you do ends up biting you, but I'll tell you right now, even if you hadn't skipped it, Telmiran was still pretty well secured there, the lead at that point still.
I think it was because of the Merle.
Yeah, and like just not having the magic to go back of there kept you from that, and then we saw you going on adventures through connectors and finding all these floating island and dark death, all that stuff, but you couldn't really do anything without the pearl, or the mirror.
Yeah. It was just Telmiran had some Gaxley brain Ryan early on that just gave them an early sword, early pearl, early mitts, early mirror, and then
it was crazy.
The middle part you did catch up a bit there. There was actually a bit you found the first CT small, so it was like, okay, well you're both in go mode minus CT stuff, so this is still a race. And then Telmiran just showed us where the other CT small and boots were.
Yeah, I'm sure. How are you both feeling when you saw that Ganon up at Lumberjack? What's your thoughts on that?
This will be a nice race, of course.
Yeah. I don't think anyone likes to see it when it's there in a entrance mode. I was for a long time thinking about, should I look up how you do that?
Oh,
the shake,
yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, nah, it's
not mid-race. That sounds sounds annoying.
Yeah, I was thinking about that for quite some time. But
how did you guys feel about that? That hammer was very funny.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was because Telmiran had mirror the first time they were over there. So you found swamp, then you found the swamp small, then you found the hook shot. But who wants to go back to swamp without a hammer? You can do it, but it's like, tell me, was there something in your mind telling you to go back to swamp at any point, or you're like, I don't want to go do stuff that's hammer locked. I'd rather just find the hammer.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. I was thinking a bit if I should go back, but I was like, nah, I'd rather want to find the hammer. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking that I should do it because I could clear it without the hammer and all, but as you said, I kind of wanted to find the hammer, and it being there was a low chance.
Yeah, it's a tough call for sure, because it's like, you can sequence break the hammer and get information about where the hammer cannot be, but you also have a million other things you could be doing instead.
Yeah.
The thing about Go ahead.
No, I was just going to be like, and the thing is, now with the Specky clip, the funnies like the hammer being right in front of the, where you need the hammer for in the dungeon, doesn't feel as bad, because if you're going Specky clip, you're going to check that, oh, hey, okay.
Yep. Okay, good. It's like getting a Samari in the first Chest of Ice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, never mind. Oh, no, I get an icebreaker. This mode is so interesting because even when you have stuff to do, like dungeons you can beat, Triforce you can go in for, it's always tough to figure out what the best choice is to make. We saw on Titos' side they picked up 2 swords, the Meyer Big, and I think the Fire Rod. All that was in the back of pod.
I had everything to complete every dungeon.
But not the thing to get to Ganon.
Right.
So, just tell me what your thought process was when, after you finished Meyer and Pod, like, you went to GT, right? I think that was the next thing you did.
Yeah, this was such a dense location. Both sides were still open for me. And yeah, I think maybe Telmiran will go there also. And if there is boots and another key, you're right in go mode. So why not go there for the 20 checks?
You definitely had an out at that moment, because Telmiran did go back to GT, did left side all the way to Ice almost, and then climbed and skipped right side without Fire Rod. So there, if that CT small or the boots had been on the right side, then the advantage would have swung back to you there. Fortunately, that didn't happen for you. Because, of course, double things in ice, especially when you find ice as early as you did. So, it's a tough call. It's like, so many items in GT. I have a full clearable Ice Palace, but it's Ice Palace. How do you guys feel about this mode in general, compared to, like, 80 keys, or... Nobody likes open mode, so I'm not going to ask about that.
I like both modes. So entrance.
Okay, sorry. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. I take it back. Titos likes open mode. Okay.
No.
No?
What?
Sorry,
what was the question?
I'm doing a bit. Just tell me, how do you feel about Cross Hunt? Do you like the mode? Is it is it your favorite of the 3? You know, is it better than Cross Keys?
It's not better than cross keys, but I would also prefer the 80 keys.
Okay.
But I like entrance.
For me, I prefer this mode. I think it's fun, but I don't prefer it over a regular cross keys.
So, game 2. What are we playing? What y'all playing?
It's my choice. I think it will be 80 keys.
Okay. So saving open for the game 3.
The
Sounds
great
fun.
equalizer.
Yeah. Well,
we will see.
We will see. Well, wish you both best of luck. Thank you so much for putting on a wonderful show. A great race. It was fun to watch, fun to commentate, and wish you both good luck in your games 2 and potential game 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget, viewers, don't forget to follow all the SpeedGaming channels, 1 through 6 on our foreign speaking channels. Don't forget to follow the runners. Keep an eye out for their game 2. We got another game later on tonight. Thank you again for joining me, Willard, or inviting me. I guess it was the other way around.
Shout out to IB Karma and Fishing Booth for doing the tracking. The real challenge of commentate of these restreams, and of course for everyone watching. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Kuchiri. Bye.
Bye. May the Triforce be with all ya. See you guys next time.